Hello, everybody. Welcome back to the Screen Searcher podcast. We are going to discuss lots of topics today, and we'll get into how we feel about these topics. Let's begin.
So, jury duty would be the first thing that comes to my mind. I had jury duty a few weeks ago. I don't really feel obligated to. Well, on one hand, like, you're in there, and someone's life is in your hands, the fate of their life, and someone who was really wronged. And it's like, am I obligated to do the right thing, or should I just get out of there so I can go get lunch?
That's kind of everybody's thought. They all want to get out. Nobody wants to be there.
If I'm thinking that, though, then you probably don't want me. It's like a relationship. If you're thinking about it, it's like,
there's enough
But I wanted to
patriots
get
and
called.
civic servants out there who, it's their dream to go be on jury duty. And for me, I got to be honest, I'd be the worst juror because they say, now listen, you can't just assume that because they're here, they're guilty.
Because they're black, they're guilty. You can't just assume because they're black.
Because they're here? Why else would they be here?
I thought he was going to say that.
Immediately assume. I'm like, well, you don't just accidentally end up here for attempted murder.
Oh, it wasn't attempted murder. It was wrong place, wrong time.
Well, they don't want what is it? They don't want someone who thinks logically.
They don't want someone who has an opinion.
Or they want someone who thinks objectively.
Now, I went
last week. They want someone
week.
with no opinion or biases or anything.
It's tough because I've seen my cousin Vinny.
Yeah.
Mistakes can happen.
And
however,
I'm racist. No, I'm kidding. I'm joking. I went, but when I went last week, basically I was the only guy of my age group in the juror selection pool.
It's never young people.
Then they pull everyone, 6 people up at a time to the front. By the way, some kid we went to high school with was there, which is weird. Adam Hyman's brother.
Marcus?
Yes, he was in the juror selection group.
I had 3 people in high school there.
No way, who?
3. I had Farhad and...
you mean Fawad?
No.
Oh, wait, no, I knew a kid named Fawad.
And then Isaiah...
Anybody I know, Cameron?
I'm surprised you don't know
I don't know who the fuck Farhad is.
You
don't know Turquan? I don't know.
There's him, and then there was...
Isaiah was the black kid with, the faux hawk, right?
He's on your class. He played football.
But he's not my grade.
He is your grade. No, he might have been...
No, he was your grade below.
Either way, we're sidetracked here about people. I thought it was people I knew. But...
Did you talk to
no,
brother?
No, I didn't know it was him until they called the name, because he has longer hair now. But we're in there, and I am called up the first group of 6 people to the front, and this is where they're picking the jurors. So they have me up there, and they basically, at first, before they call everybody up, they say, is anybody not going to be here for this stretch of time? The days, they say, and then I'm not raising my hand yet because I don't want to. They said, we can't get you off jury duty, but we can dismiss you now, and they'll reschedule. I was like, I'm not doing that. I need to ride this out a little, find the better opportunity.
You're just gonna, prolong the inevitable.
The best opportunity is when you don't get picked, and then they just say that you served and you're good for 3 years.
Exactly, that'd be best, but it didn't happen to me. What happened was I went up to the thing. I was called up. I was basically in the grilling seat, and they would have picked me. I got voir dire. I was the first one voir dire. Is that it?
Yeah,
it's
first one.
Voir dire.
It's
a French
I'm not
thing,
the only
right?
one who didn't get voir dire. Because you did.
I did, yeah.
My mother did.
I was we were in the room, and I was the first name brought up to sit in the chair.
Mm-hmm.
I was the first
in the gallery?
Yes, the first one. And then they described the case, which I'm going to completely say in all details, even though I'm not allowed to.
Super illegal.
Who gives a fuck?
No, I'm kidding. I don't even know details, but it was basically some girl, some medical malpractice.
They put you in a different seat? They came up to our seats.
No, they brought me up in the front, and they pressed these people in the front with questions. So I was voir dire.
I can't quite remember how, but I was questioned.
You sit in the official jury seating as if you're actually on a jury.
I don't know. Honestly, I don't remember where I was sitting. I just know I was questioned.
Mm-hmm. But so they start asking me, and essentially it's a medical malpractice case about some girl who had something that happened to her that's affected her throughout her life, a physical disability of some kind. And they're saying, is anybody, as they're saying it, they're giving people
Has anyone here ever been to a doctor
Anybody
before?
ever this? Anybody have a strong opinion? Some people raise their hand and go, I'm looking for a good opportunity, and I can't really find one. And I'm thinking, everyone else here is a woman, an older woman or an older guy. They're going to want me because I kind of fit the, I'll make a fair jury of their peers, of
Like the assorted candy box.
Yeah, assorted candy box.
Yeah.
But, so then I just said, you know what's funny? Actually, I have a friend, and that exact situation happened to them, and they have that exact disability. And they're like, that's okay? Is that gonna stop you from having an unbiased opinion? I was like, I'm gonna have a biased opinion.
Honestly, I don't know. My judgment is totally skewed now.
My judgment is completely off.
Fuck doctors, bro. fuck.
When I wanted to get picked, when I went, I wanted to get picked. Like, I thought the court shit is cool.
It wasn't like a murder or something cool.
Mine
it was literally.
Mine was a juicy case. Mine was a serial rapist who like fucked his own daughter.
See,
and
that's
a whole bunch of other children.
That's fun. That's exciting. What I had was medical malpractice. That was not
I got a
juicy.
cool one.
Funny graphics.
That's funny.
That you could find on Instagram when you follow us.
There are no ugly people.
And now it makes such a difference. Like people can sit there and I've seen them, like feel sorry for themselves. Like, okay, well, most of the times they're not doing everything in their power.
Girls, for the most part, have.
Yeah, true. But girls. Yeah, no. But honestly, it comes down to hygiene and go to the gym and just have a basic sense of style. Like, do that and everybody would be on the same page. Honestly.
I find something.
Okay,
interesting
not
that the
best. There are some people who are just naturally blessed with better bone structure.
Okay, of course, but I'm saying
but everyone has a similar enough bone structure.
But everyone has cheekbones, technically. Exactly. So as long as you lose the body fat in the show, you can be basically the best version of yourself.
Exactly, that is a true thing. You can be the best version of yourself.
Every single, and this applies more so to men, every man can at least reach a 7.
Yeah. And money can get them to a 10.
And money puts you up at a 9. So it's
that's
super. Yeah. And then any other cool shit you have going for you, you're a 10.
For women, it's a little different, though. Think about it like this.
For one, if a girl's born with a beautiful face, they're essentially set. Like, they can turn into a freaking 11.
Think about it like this. They literally don't have to do anything. For the most part, their dad's going to help them out with everything. Dad's going to pump their gas. Dad's going to do all this shit. Parents pay for stuff. They have to get a part-time job doing blah, blah, blah. And their boyfriend comes along, they get married, everything's paid for. And that's if you have an attractive daughter. If I had an ugly daughter, bro, I'm sending her out to the fields to work, get that hard labor experience in, okay?
To send it down to the coal mines.
She needs real life skills because she's gonna be working her whole fucking life.
That reminds me of this thing I saw on Twitter when I had a Twitter. It was this woman who said, like, she's like, oh, I'm sick of providing for myself. I need me a sugar daddy. And then some guy writes in the comments, he's like, you lack both the face and body for that. What you need is a warehouse job.
That's it. Yeah. No, but like, there's.
I mean, this woman, she had a comment.
Would you ever talk to an attractive girl and like they're just like they're almost clueless about like life and like they're very just like.
I've known one girl who she's never pumped her own gas in her entire life.
Things like that. Yeah, it's like that's.
Probably an 11.
No, she's not actually. She's fairly attractive, but not.
Is that because her parents don't let her leave the house?
She's had just people, either her dad, mainly just friends that are guys, boyfriends, or
wait, friends that are guys,
or her dad.
That's simping.
Do it.
That's simping. You don't pump the gas.
Like a boyfriend pumping her gas.
Yeah, well, there's nothing wrong with that.
Do you
but
guys do that?
What?
Pump.
Oh,
girls' gas?
well, yeah. No, I let her pump it because if I'm pumping, how can I protect her if someone comes up with a knife? How can I protect her if someone? So I'm
pretty sure the last girlfriend that I had, when we were in the car, like, I don't think we ever needed gas. Oh, you know what? No. The last.
So how long were you together that you never stopped at a gas station?
It was 4 months.
Okay.
Also, I know.
Like,
no, she didn't ever pump her own gas. Her dad filled her car for her like once a week.
Oh, that's crazy.
Like separate times. She was kind of like a useless hot idiot.
But you see what I'm saying? It's like girls girls never have to do yard work. They do have. If you're an attractive girl, you honestly have life. You're on easy mode. You just need to play your cards right.
Only if they're hot, honestly, though. Like there are some not hot girls that
do yard work.
But they can't. They can all get hot.
There's girls who were, honestly, I never even noticed, and then they all of a sudden got.
You never noticed?
Well, no, to make a point, they started I guess sort of looks max. And they become supermodels, and it's you're good. You're set now.
Do you think that
they need to? I mean, look,
you know what? In my opinion, too, those are the best people.
Because they're nice people. They don't work for it.
Because they have really good personalities. Anyone who was my favorite fucking influencer ever, Togi, said this. This was him. He's like, I feel like the guys who got me.
How the fuck is Togi tied into this?
Because Togi posted his analogy.
He's a retard.
He is wisdom. He's wise beyond his IQ. Okay? He said, I feel like all the guys who got major play in high school turned out to be super mid or top. Now they're useless or what?
Chop.
I forget what the word was. Because they turned out to be losers because
they peaked in high school.
Nothing.
That's someone that peaks in high school. That could be any gender.
Any gender, but yeah. All of this to say, the people who continue to elevate past high school, they're dope and they have great personalities, and now they have superior look.
So Togi was the first one to say that? Because I feel like everybody's fucking... That's peaked in high school, buddy.
He said it in a really good way.
Togi's the only person you watch who said it.
Yeah, because like I've heard that 1,000 times before.
I'm sure other people said it. Well,
it's called peaked in high school.
Fun of the one who peaks in high school.
But he said it. I'll pull it up.
Peaking at 16, 17.
It was. I mean, imagine like you're like...
On average, people live to like 75 on average here.
You want to peak at around 40. Or 50, or every 10 years peak again. I don't know. There's got to be a way to do it.
You don't have to have a peak and keep going, but...
Tom Cruise is still...
Yeah.
He hasn't reached his peak yet.
Okay, Drake has been relevant for like 20 years.
I don't understand Drake. I'm not into Drake. I don't like his music.
Well, yeah, no, I don't get it either. But do you think...
I don't get it
so we were talking the other day, and like... Ugly people, should no, I'm saying, do you think that they, like, because if you're born good looking, I feel like they're like, I need to take advantage of this as best as I can. And then they go out to the gym, they work out, they do all this stuff to better themselves, where maybe someone who's less naturally, or someone who's never been told they're attractive, they might just recluse to like a warehouse or something like that. You know what I mean?
I think it's just they never thought much of their appearance to begin with. If someone who hasn't been like fed compliments their whole life.
And I want to see those people do best. Like,
but
you can do better.
Who was born looking
go to the gym.
Good already, they're like, all right, I already got say the face. Let me maximize my body and look like a god. That's probably what they're going for.
I'm trying to sit here and wonder if there's anyone like that who.
I don't know. I don't know anybody who
well, I'm not going to say anybody, but I know people.
I can't think of anybody.
I wonder if there's anyone who ever transformed
into what?
Into honestly, everybody I know looks. Wait, let me think. Okay, no.
A lot of guys though do this. A lot of guys just like I don't know what it was. I think it had to do with COVID and our generation. They became like bums. They stopped taking care of themselves in every way. They stopped socializing. They stopped socializing. They just like became like shells of themselves, and I think it's like a mental health thing or like I don't know, but and they're still like just fucked up to this day. It's like you're letting your life pass you by. You're not being the best version of yourself. Like what happened? And it's in like our generation. I don't think this was a thing in the 80s. We're like 5 out of every. We're like 3 out of every 5 guys were just complete fucking bums with no ambition.
Have you seen the video of like whatever it was, the JFK or some shit?
It seems like our generation is.
I'm speaking.
He's speaking.
I'm speaking. Have you seen the video of the fitness program they implemented in schools and like all the kids were just ripped?
Oh yeah. Or they were skiing. Well, there wasn't much eating. Yeah.
Well, they were in great shape.
What was it?
It was just activities.
Like they just had people be active. And
where was
the result?
School.
Or when?
The 50s.
JFK was president.
Oh.
The 60s. Or maybe they just didn't film the fat kids. Maybe
No,
they just got the fat kids off the side of the camera. You guys over there.
There were not autistic people.
There were. Oh my god. There's not nearly as many. There weren't many fat people back then. Not as many. People were more active. It's just like a historical trend that as time goes on, people tend to just get less and less active. At least in America. But also we're a fat country.
We are.
Europeans are very fat.
I mean,
baddies.
I don't know.
You say baddies or fatties?
But I think that the other thing I want to talk about was the casting situation. By the way, we're getting some leeway on the project and it's coming together. But we're doing the casting on Backstages, and then this kid.
Headway. You're looking for headway, not leeway.
Headway?
Same shit.
I said headway.
Leeway is like,
getting leniency.
Leeway is
wiggle room. Making headway means that headway is progress.
My mistake. Words are all interchangeable anyways.
No, they're not.
So we were getting some progress on the movie, but I was casting extras, and this one kid I reached out to, I said, hey, we don't have any speaking parts, but we're casting extras. We're trying to give everybody a line too, the kids that are all extras in the movie. And then the mom responds and says, no, thank you, but Johnny doesn't do extra work at this time in his career. And then I responded and said, oh, you're completely right. My mistake for thinking your son would be anything other than a star role.
Forgive me for my ignorance.
Forgive me for my ignorance.
And then she responded saying,
how dare you speak of a child?
Saying, please don't be nasty or sarcastic, especially regarding a child.
You're right. He's a movie. He's not a child. He's a movie star.
He's
a star.
Liam Neeson and Brad Pitt were extras too, but I guess your kid is too good for that.
Johnny, at the ripe age of 7, decided that he can't do extra works due to the labor negotiations with the union.
And no, don't get me wrong. I was being a dick. But
it's like the memes where they're like, my kid said this, and everyone's like, your kid did not say
that.
That parent deserved to hear that.
It's like Grant Cardone, the shit he says that his daughter says. It's like like your daughter. Your 12-year-old daughter did not say like.
I don't know who the hell that is.
He's just some guy who goes.
My daughter just said to me,
she wants to refinance 3 properties. So he said, like your daughter didn't say that, bro. Yeah. No, but like I was being a dick, but like she deserved it. It's like I'm giving you an opportunity. I'm trying to give you an opportunity to be in a film, and
nope,
like, you applied to the role, but you're like I don't take extra work. Like dry up. It's just a little,
Oh,
you got to pay your dues. You got to pay your dues.
Coming from someone
that's true.
Someone who literally applied for it, it's not like you were seeking them out.
We got sidetracked talking about Looksmax.
We got sidetracked talking about Looksmax. But we have a movie. It's funny. It's in the clip with all the horrible shit I said at the beginning. So it's like just the worst press for the movie. It's okay.
I worked really closely with director Steve.
It's okay. yeah. I worked really closely and we canceled them. No, we did a movie that Cameron and I associate produced and we helped do it. Called The Ruse, and it's in theaters everywhere this weekend. So that's super cool to have our movie that we were a part of be in theaters.
Guys, our name was on a screen at AMC.
Everywhere.
Paid for a ticket. Yep, I produced the movie. I still paid for a ticket. Went in, paid for a ticket, got a picture next to promo artwork of a movie I produced, sat in the theater, watched coming attractions, watched shots that I was there for, and then saw my name appear.
Yeah. And at the end,
is like people have worked their whole lives for that and not done it. So I'm pretty fucking great at this.
And I stood up, and at the end I clapped, and I was like, holy shit, that was the best movie I've ever seen. I'd see that 2-3 more times, guys. I don't know. By the way, to your point that some people work their whole lives and don't get there, that is not true. If you work your whole life at it, you'll get it.
Actually, yeah, that's true.
The people who don't get it quit. I'm sorry, they do.
The people who don't get it are the ones who say, oh, yeah, I'd love to do that. And then they just continue to do whatever fuckery it is that they're caught up in without actually pursuing their dreams.
Yeah, it's like I know
every single person I've seen who actually went balls to the wall
made it.
has achieved what they wanted.
It's so true.
I have not seen a person fail who actually locked in.
I think it's impossible to fail if you do everything in your power. It might take time and it might take forever. Eventually, you'll get somewhere. It's gonna happen. And
okay, so we touched on that now. So you guys have basically heard the full spectrum of our thoughts.
Yeah. With that, this episode is over. Thank you for watching.
Thank you for watching.